Hi, third graders. We're going to do our lesson 2 in your motion and forces science packet. So grab it and follow along. Okay, we're on page 16, lesson 2 called patterns in motion. At the top, it says, I can use patterns to predict future motion. So predict means to be able to guess what's going to happen in the future. One of the words that you are going to be writing down in either in Schoology, or if you're a hybrid student, you have your questions, you're going to have to know what predict means. So let's read and look for that word. Okay, follow along with me at the top of page 16. We're making a sports connection. Figure skating is a sport in which ice skaters move in patterns on ice. They do jumps, spins, lifts, and other movements. Sometimes they move slowly, other times they spin fast. Figure skaters use science to control their spins. When this figure skater holds her arms out wide, her spin will be slow. As she draws her arms in closer to her body, the spin will be faster. She will also spin fast with her arms straight up in the air. To slow down again, all she must do is hold her arms out again. In what other sports can you observe a spinning motion? And that question here at the bottom is one of the questions that you're going to have to answer either in Schoology or on your worksheet. So think about it. What other sports would you be able to see something spinning? Okay, let's look at page 17. This is an investigate lab. How can you describe the motion of an object? This is a lab that you are welcome to try at home and to see what you notice about the movement of objects. If you decide to do that, Ms. Hadamio and I would like to hear what your outcome is. Okay, follow along on page 18. At the top it says patterns of motion. Many types of motion can be described by patterns. You can observe and identify the pattern of a swing as it moves back and forth in the breeze. You can use what you observe about the motion of the swing to predict how it will move. When you predict, you tell what will happen in the future. Understanding how objects move and why they move that way will help you predict how an object will move. Sometimes the pattern of a motion is easy to see. A seesaw goes up and down. A ball rolls in a straight line if you give it a push. But if you drop the ball, it bounces. Other patterns of motion are harder to see. The sound speakers on a TV vibrate or move back and forth. We cannot see those vibrations. So here's another question you're going to have to answer. What will happen if you bounce this ball? Draw arrows to show the pattern of the moving ball. So you can draw patterns in your notebook or in your science packet. However, you're going to have to explain to me, if you drop that ball in the box, what will the pattern be of that moving ball? Okay, next page. Changing motion. If a strong wind blows and a wind chime will swing back and forth quickly. If the wind stops, the wind chime will swing more slowly until it stops. When a mild breeze, so that's not very strong, when a mild breeze blows, the chime will not move as quickly as it does when a strong wind blows. If the wind changes directions, the chime will move in different directions. The pattern of the wind chimes movement will also change. So another question you're going to have to answer on your assignment, identify another object that moves in a pattern and describe the pattern of its movement. Okay, another one down here will be your quest connection. To play a game with a ball, players should be able to predict where the ball will go when they do certain things to it. What are some things you can do to make it move in a certain way? So think about it. What is something that you can do to a ball to make it move in a certain way? And page 22, motion without a pattern. Some motion does not appear to have a pattern. Wasps are hard to avoid because you cannot tell where they will go next. A wasp can use its wings to move in almost any direction. When forces act on an object in different ways or from different directions, it can make motion hard to predict. So your question on your assignment will be here. Which animal's motion, remember that's their movement, could you more easily predict? A fly or a dog? Explain your answer. And then this is just another piece of information on how motion is used in our real world. Bouncing around ideas. The handle of a pinball machine is pulled back and let go. The pinball goes up the shooting lane, then it comes back down the table in another part of the machine. If that was all it did, though, the game would be pretty boring. In a good pinball game, you can make the ball move how you want it to. Two features of pinball machines are flippers and bumpers. You cannot move the bumpers. The ball just bounces off them. You can move the flippers back and forth by pushing the buttons on the side of the machine. Draw a picture of what the bumpers and flippers will look like in your game. Use arrows to indicate how you think these features will make the ball move. So this is something fun to think about. If you were designing yourself a pinball machine, what would be the bumpers, or where would the bumpers be, and where would you put flippers, and where do you think the ball, which direction would the ball go if it ran into one of those? So draw some pictures on the blank space at the bottom of that page, and let's see what you come up with. All right, boys and girls, now that we've read through our assignment today, I want you to go into Schoology and answer the questions about the reading, or if you're a hybrid student, fill out the paper that you got with in class. All right, good luck. We'll see you guys next time.